What's up, guys? In today's video, I'll be giving a brief recap of RAF 07. Now, I say brief because I'm only going to be covering the UFC fighters and then the non-UFC competitors that took place in a championship match, so I'll only be going over about 5 or 6 matches. I also plan on putting out plenty of live content. I already have a few live videos of Armin, Giorgio, Colby Covington, dillondanis, Bobassett, kennedyblades, etc., in my short section. So if you want to see live footage, definitely go to my shorts. But I plan on putting out like a live, like I guess like a vlog, like a full length video of all the clips I took. So definitely be on the lookout for that. In this video, I'll just be going over about 5 or 6 matches, all the UFC fighters and the championship matches, plus one. There's one more that I want to go into. So kicking things off, the first match I want to talk about is Bobassett versus Vladimir Kinchegashvili. He's got that Georgian last name like Marab. This match was great. Bobassett, this is my second time seeing him live, and time again, he continues to impress me. I mean, this kid, I say kid, he's 19. He is a senior in high school. I believe he was held back, so he's not going to be, a true freshman in college. But this kid is one of the best wrestlers in the country, if not the best, from what I've heard. Seen him twice. Nothing but impressed both times. I mean, he keeps going against grown men that have tons of accolades in the sport of wrestling and shows them up every time, dominates them. He, I can't wait to see what he does in his collegiate career and then in the Olympics one day. I mean, absolute beast. In this matchup, he beat Kincheg 13-3, I believe. I have it. They don't have the scores here, but I have them. He beat Kincheg, yeah, 13-3 by technical fall. Absolute masterclass. I mean, if you go to my shorts, I believe it's like the first one or two from the event I posted. He splayed old Kincheg. Kincheg took his back at one point. He reversed it, landed on top of Kincheg. Like, Bobassett is an amazing wrestler. I mean, I was never really into wrestling before going to the first RAF. Now I see all these names like Bassett, Sinclair, Blades, etc., and I get excited. I want to see these people compete more and more. So Bobassett, he put on an absolute masterclass. Definitely check those clips out. I'll post more later. This is the only non-UFC fighter matchup or championship matchup I want to talk about, but Bobassett, absolute beast. I'm definitely a fan of this guy. For the first championship matchup of the night was Hendrickson versus Hilger. Hendrickson won. He won. Let's see. I don't know why they don't have the scores updated yet. Not a big deal though. Hendrickson won 6-2. It was a very close matchup. I mean, at least in terms of the points, it was in terms of the competition as well. I mean, you could tell there's a lot of respect between these two guys in terms of not just sportsmanship, but like whenever they would tie up, I don't want to say they were hesitant to shoot takedowns, but like they spent a lot of time feeling each other up. Pause. Or feeling each other out. Pause again, bro. But there was definitely some hesitancy because these guys are beasts. I mean, this was a championship match. Obviously, they both wanted to go for gold. Hendrickson got it done. There was not a whole lot of like, I don't know what you'd call it, like domination, I guess you could say, either way. Very competitive matchup, unlike some of the other ones on this card. Hendrickson did have the weight advantage on Hilger, about 16 pounds. I think it was like 258 to 242 or so. It was a great matchup all in all, though. I mean, I want to see these guys compete again. I want to see them against other competitions, see how they do. Hendrickson, when he won, he called out Tristan Wirfs, who is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers O lineman. I think the whole Tampa Bay O line was in attendance. Hendrickson won, called out Tristan. He came up on stage and he said he's willing to compete against him. That's pretty funny. I think that if RAF continues to pull UFC fighters, NFL players, etc., it could become one of the biggest promotions in the world. I mean, it's it's definitely a good time. If RAF is ever in your city, check it out, man. I mean, these matchups are amazing. Like this one, it wasn't like a domination, so it wasn't as exciting as some of the others, but it was still a great time. I mean, this next one, kennedyblades versus Milana Dudieva, this was an amazing matchup. Milana, she won, or sorry, not Milana, Kennedy, she won 11-0. I put out one short of Kennedy. Amazing, bro. Check it out. Like Kennedy is she's like Bobassett where I was never really into wrestling until I watched Armin and Colby and all them compete at RFO 5. I'm a kennedyblades fan, bro. She went out there, dominated Dudieva. Like it was not close. She is an exciting personality, a great wrestler. an absolute masterclass to watch. Like, I'm excited to put these clips out for her, and from what it seems or from what it looks like, you guys are excited to see, her footage because I put out 12 clips from RAF. Her clips have more views than Armin's, Colby's, or not Colby's. Colby's the only one with more than her, but the Blades footage is the second most watched. So like, she's got a huge backing behind her, and I can see why. I mean, she is great wrestler and great personality. Young. I mean, she's beating, people, women specifically, in their late 20s, early 30s, mid 30s, etc. Other women with tons of accolades in the sport, like the female version of Bo Bassett essentially, but she's in college. I mean, absolute masterclass. Like, excited to follow her career and watch her in the Olympics. Next up was Snyder versus Tajudinov. Tajudinov. My bad, bro. I'm not Russian. I'm not from the Caucasus region. 3-3. Now this one, Snyder won because in RAF, if two competitors end their match with the same score, whoever scored last wins. And Snyder, what was it? I think it was a push out. I think he pushed Tajudinov out of the ring, and that's what got him his last point. Before that, Tajudinov was up. This match was weird. I mean, it was very low scoring, 3-3, like I said. It was competitive up until the third period. For whatever reason, it looked like he gave up after Snyder got, that third point on him and tied it, which, would give him the win unless Tajudinov scored. This one, I mean, it sucks to say this because it's a championship match, but it wasn't too exciting. I mean, Snyder and Tajudinov, the first two periods, these guys were going at it. They were neutralizing each other. It's very exciting to watch. But after Snyder scored for the last time, it looked like Tajudinov gave up. It looked like his corner was begging him to go to the mat. And even after the match, like, he wasn't. I mean, he shook hands, but it was very half-assed. I mean, like, you could tell he was upset. I think he was talking to the announcers or the analysts on the side, saying like, you know, we obviously couldn't hear him, but Snyder was saying that he was saying he didn't know the rules, that he was going to lose if he was tied and he didn't score last. So like, it was a really weird matchup. You know, I don't want to say he was a bad sport because he did shake hands, but like, it just seemed like he didn't want to, like, he had to be forced to almost. I believe he is 2-1 against Snyder. He's beat him twice already, so I don't know. I mean, I this seems like an obvious rematch to make. I mean, if you're already 2-1 over the guy who's now champ, like, it seems like you have a decent claim to a title shot. Maybe you might have to beat one more person, but Tajudinov, for as disappointed as he was, I mean, he's got to be an amazing wrestler, so I don't know why would have an issue with that. Snyder was an absolute class act. You know, he said that he doesn't want to face any UFC fighters. I believe he said he wants to keep it strictly wrestling, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know who he'll face next, but it was a decent matchup. Not super excited to see either of these guys compete just because the match itself was fairly boring, but I don't think it was Snyder's fault. I don't know if it was Tajudinov's fault, but it was a weird matchup. Dake versus Kekaisen. This was 7-1 Dake. Um this matchup, there was no there weren't really any highlights if I'm not mistaken. Like, no crazy push outs, no crazy slams, like, no 7-1, so the point limit wasn't reached to 10 points. It was, I think people were starting to get anxious, not anxious, but like really starting to get excited for Covington versus Danis and Arman versus Poulos. So like, momentum in the arena wasn't there, like the energy, I guess, for this one. I don't know if I'm being influenced by, the general reaction of the crowd, or if there just wasn't, like I said, it wasn't a dominant show. I mean, it was 7-1, but it wasn't like the match went the distance. So I really don't remember a whole lot from this one. I have to go look through my clips and see what happened, but I know what you guys are all waiting for. That's Armin versus Giorgio and Covington versus Danis. These matchups did not disappoint at all. Colby, he beat Danis 14-4. Danis, he had like one moment where, he was dominating Colby. He took his back, and then he had like a moment where he was like sitting on top of him. It was, you gotta see it. It was weird, bro. I don't even know how to describe it, but this was a great matchup. Both these guys came out, great walkouts. They kept it very competitive. Colby showed dominant wrestling. I mean, for someone who's really not deserving of a top 10, 15, whatever you want to call it, ranking in the UFC, like no matter where you think he should stand, um, he's a dominant wrestler. I mean, he went out there, beat Danis, who I know he's a BJJ practitioner above all else, but you need to learn how to shoot takedowns if you're going to be in BJJ. You can't just pull guard all the time, right? So obviously, Danis has some degree of wrestling. I mean, he trained McGregor, he coached McGregor, so you can't take away from that. Um, Covington, masterclass. Like it's dominated Danis. Had push outs, landed takedowns, took his back. Like it's funny because when both these guys took the other one, they took the other one's back. You could see they were working in like Americanas and Kimuras. I knew they weren't going to go for it, but it looked like they were doing it just to say like, hey, don't get it twisted. I could do this if I wanted. Like, you know, both these guys were trying to. Danis was trying to show Colby up in the wrestling, and Colby was trying to get like, you know, pull BJJ subs on Danis just to show the other like, hey, bro, like I'm a killer in both, bro. Don't get it twisted. So this was definitely a great matchup. Whenever there's a lot of shit talking leading up to it. Danis said Colby's sister was hot. Colby said Danis's mom was hot. Once the match ended, it was handshakes and hugs, very sportsmanlike, no ill will, no bad blood between the two. Danis, he's set to take on Arman in I believe it's a BJJ match on April 8th or 11th or something. I think it's April 8th. I'm looking forward to that. It seems interesting they made that before these matches took place. I don't know why. I mean, obviously money, but Covington, this is where he thrives, bro. I know it's not UFC money, but like if he sticks to just wrestling, he for all of his issues with the UFC getting left off the White House card, etc., like he may have found his new home. And he's always a entertaining wrestler to watch in RAF. So hoping to see him again for a third time. Definitely a great performer. In the main event of the night, what everyone was waiting for, Arman versus Giorgio. Arman won 9-3. Amazing match. When it first started, like Giorgio came out, everybody booed him. Arman came out, everyone cheered. Yeah, when they started off, they're tying off. It was very 50-50, a lot of hesitancy. Arman would pull something, everybody would scream Arman, and then the fans would like the cheers would die down. Then Giorgio would pull something, everyone would scream USA, USA. Like it seemed like it was 50-50. The fans were very fickle. It was just going back and forth. But once things got started, bro, it was amazing. Arman, what did he do? He flipped, he slammed Pulis, he got a ring out, push out. He looked like he had Giorgio in a guillotine, looked like he was gonna break his neck at one point. I got a video of that. Like, definitely check that one out, bro. It looked like Arman could have broken or wanted to break Giorgio's neck. Fans were screaming to choke him out. Like, they're saying fuck the wrestling match, bro. Just choke him out. Like, absolutely amazing. Giorgio did get 3 points. I believe one was a push out on Arman. I forget what. I don't remember if that one was 1 or 2 points. I don't remember what the second score was on. There was a moment in the middle of this match where like Giorgio, he said his hand was hurt or something, and he went over to his side, and the fans started booing him because I guess the ref told him, "Hey, if you don't come back in the next 30 seconds or whatever, we're calling the match." And Arman was pissed. You could tell he was talking to the announcers, and he was like throwing his hands up, like, "Yo, this number one bullshit, bro. Come on, come on." Eventually, Giorgio came out, and Arman said, "Nah, bro, you're too slippery, bro. Go dry off." And then Giorgio went over to his sidelines and had his coach or his dad rub the towel on him, like he was covered in baby oil or something, bro. Just sitting there, like, covered in sweat. And Armin was like, you could tell Armin wasn't having it. I mean, Giorgio, it looked like he wanted extra time, possibly get the match postponed. Armin said, no, bro, come back out, come back out. Giorgio came out covered in sweat. Armin was like, no, bro, like, this is not cool. Like, go dry off. Giorgio did it. They got back to it. And this one, I mean, for the way things ended, the first match, and the way, they were talking leading up to it, I really thought there'd be a lot of bad blood, but these guys, very sportsmanlike. I mean, Armin beat Giorgio decisively. It was a dominant showing. It was a great time. Like I had a great time watching this match. I mean, all the matchups I saw were great. Give or take 1 or 2. Um, with that being said, it looked like they buried the hatchet. Giorgio paid Armin the 10K. Armin, he celebrated, shook Giorgio's hand. I don't know who Armin will compete against next in RAF. I don't know if he'll even come back. Hope he does. Same with Giorgio. Don't know who he'd compete against. I know Armin's got that match with dillondanis coming up. I don't know what's next for him. He's on his generational media run, all his side quests. So amazing time. Definitely worth it. If RAF is ever in your area, man, check it out. It's always a blast. Plenty of UFC fighters competing or in attendance. Not a whole lot in attendance this time around. The first one I went to, there was like 8 fighters in attendance alone. Then you had Chael commentating. You had Juliana Pena doing like analyst work at the desk. Like UFC fighters everywhere the first time. This time, the only one I saw in attendance was Clay Guida, but you had 2 competing on the card, so definitely a great time. Check RAF out if it's in your area. Like, comment, share, subscribe. I'll catch you guys in the next one.